All right, ladies. So today we're gonna start off our live stream, right? And we're gonna talk about how to change your behavior unconsciously. We're going to be talking about some of my favorite songs and stuff like that. But we're gonna talk about how to unconsciously become more attractive to guys, like the simple way to change your behavior. Um, just to let you guys know, I may be posting another video after this, so I may be uploading a video. So be aware of that. So it's gonna be like 30-40 minutes after this video is done. I'm gonna be uploading a new one. So it's gonna be based on some simple principles you guys should apply to texting. Simple text messaging principles. Because this, a lot of guys teach you guys how to text a guy the right way, right? They teach you guys how to sound cool over text messaging, right? But they don't notice that it's not about the structure or what you say. It's about how you feel and how you're reacting to the situation. When you feel fucking crazy in the head and somebody texts you something, you're gonna respond in a crazy way. When you feel needy, when you think he's cheating with that bitch, you're gonna respond to him in a very crazy way. But whenever you're relaxed and at an emotional equilibrium, you respond in a way that's appropriate. You respond in a way that's attractive. You respond in a way that's normal, all right? So that's what I'm gonna be teaching you guys. It's not how to make them like you. It's how to not fuck it up, because that's pretty much the whole point. Texting, the words you use, right? There are some ways to do it, right? But the actual text game is not in what you say, but in what you don't say. The actual game is in the waiting part. The actual game is in letting him think, which all comes down to how you are regulating your emotion. If you're getting too nervous, if you're thinking about it too much, you're never going to be able to apply any of the strategies that I tell you guys. So I always say, bad game, which is bad personality. No, good text game, like being cool over text messages, cannot overcome a bad personality. But a good personality can overcome a bad text game per se, which is, if you suck at texting, as long as you're cool in person, that's all that matters. That's all that means, right? So let's get started. So today I'm going to show you guys how to change your behavior unconsciously. So what motivates your behavior? What motivates people's behavior? What I teach guys is simple. When guys are learning how to talk to women, what happens? They get nervous, right? When you guys talk to guys in the club or bars, you notice that guys are the same, right? Don't you notice that? Like, guys just tend to have like a very similar personality. Not the guys that your friends, but the guys you meet in the streets who are trying to hit on you. They seem to have this very similar personality type, They're just trying to look cool, Hey, ma, how's it going, Like, they have this very similar vibe. And so why is that? It's because people have a very similar personality. It's because guys are showing you their representative. They're showing you their cool side. They're not really showing you who they are. They're showing you their cool side. Now, this cool side comes as a result of an insecurity. They feel an emotion of nervousness, right? They feel nervous. So as a result, they try to not feel nervous by going with a mental schema of what it is to be an attractive person. But because of the emotions don't go aligned with the thoughts and the actions, it looks weird and it looks incongruent, right? When someone's acting nervous and they try to not act nervous, it looks weird. That's called incongruence, when your thoughts, words, and actions are not aligned. So you never really get to meet a guy, because the only guy you're meeting is the nervous male prototype, like the nervous side that arises when guys get nervous. So what's really going on here is that guys are changing their behavior, not because they don't know a tactic, but because of how they feel. I promise you that if you're feeling nervous and then you feel confident, your behavior will be different. Your decision making will be different. Everything will be different if you're feeling confident. Let me put in the chat room so I can see people, responding to me, lifting my self-esteem, all that sort of stuff. I like it when people make me feel good. 1 second. Somebody remind me what I was talking about in the chat sections, please, so I don't forget, because I always bring up a lot of points, and I always forget the points that I bring up sometimes when I interrupt myself. Okay, all right. So I was saying, all right. So what I teach you guys is this, right? When they're learning how to talk to women, the first time, and I'm gonna go to you guys, I'm gonna bring this back to women, right? Where's our topic? So when they're talking to girls, right? I'll tell them, all right, I'm not gonna teach you any tactic, okay? First, learn how to notice how you are right now. So notice your emotional reaction. Cool. Then I ask them, okay, now that you're noticing how you feel, now let me change your behavior. I'm gonna show you how to change it. Imagine that you're talking to someone that you know. Imagine that you're talking to your dog that you really love, or your little brother or sister. And then because of that, their mental, the way they perceive the woman changes, right? And as a result, their behaviors change and women like them more. All because they changed the way they felt about themselves. So going along that route, your emotions, how I feel about myself, is it all in line with your self-esteem, with your self-image, with who you are, with your identity. For example, one day you say, I feel good. Or one day you say, I don't feel like myself. And the next day you say, I feel like myself. So your sense of self is based on your emotional state of mind, you see? So all you have to do to change your personality or change your character or change your behavior is not change the actual behavior. Like if I want to learn how to be mean, I can't be mean to you. But if I really want to learn how to be mean, let me get pissed off. And it's not that hard for me fucking mean. You see what I'm saying? So it's one thing for me to learn the actual things to be mean, like looking at you in the eye, trying to hurt you, as opposed to actually feeling the anger and letting the anger do the talking. Like there's two completely different modes, and one looks normal and one doesn't look normal. So first feel the emotion and then allow the emotion to act on it. So the way you do it is to simply condition your mind to feel an emotion. So what I tell guys is this, okay, when you're talking to a girl, imagine that you're talking to a buddy of yours, right? So what tends to happen is that because you're conditioning your mind to feel loosey-goosey, relaxed around women, your brain begins associating women with relaxation. So now suddenly you were tense, but now you're more relaxed. And now your behavior just fucking changes at the fundamental level. So the same thing with you women. Is that if you want to change your behavior, change how you feel, then the changes will be automatic. It's automatic. It's kind of like breaking the link in the chain. It's automatic. So just imagine yourself how you want to be. And then notice how it is to be that person that you have in your mind. See yourself. Feel what it feels to be that person you want to be. See how you see. Think how you think. And notice how good that feels, right? And then allow the emotions to consume your body and then feel that. And then act on it. When you feel the emotion, whatever that emotion might be, either excitement, anger, don't try to show the emotion. Just act. Why? Because if you feel an emotion, it's going to be self-communicated. It's going to be communicated. So you don't have to try to communicate it. Just be yourself. The emotion is going to take control of you. You see? So what's going to happen is that the more you practice this, the more it's going to change your personality. So you're going to change without putting a lot of effort. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Yeah, it is kind of like acting. Yeah, exactly. It is like acting. That's why a lot of actors are fucking crazy. You know, they have like different accents. They literally have different accents, different personality types. It's because the longer you do this, the more that emotion is going to be ingrained in you. For example, the emotion, what do you think, what emotion consumes me? Passion. So as you see, I talk like that, my behavior is natural. This is not something that I practice. This is not something that I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh, how am I talking? Okay, let me make sure I sound high then low. Let me make sure I inflate my voice. No, I'm just feeling the emotion. I condition myself to feel that. And you guys are feeling my emotion. My words are colored by emotions. I'm not just talking bland. I'm talking from a place of like whatever the hell I feel, you know? But the key is this, is to not resist. Because there are going to be times when you don't feel how you want to feel. And when the moment comes when you don't feel like yourself, you're going to try to be yourself. Now, what's really going on here? If you try to be yourself by putting mental effort, it means the emotion is not controlling your emotions. As a result, your thoughts, words, and actions are not aligned. So it'll look as though you are weird. It'll look incongruent. Like when a guy's trying to act cool, he tries to go for the kiss, right? And he's trying to act cool. You reject him. Suddenly, he feels bad because in reality, he was never really confident. He was just playing an act. You say, no, you can't kiss me. He feels bad. He's like, oh, fuck. So now because he's playing a game, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to act if he's really a confident person because he's not really aligned with the emotion. So now what's going to happen? He's going to act weird. Oh, fuck you, bitch. Like, fuck you, bitch. You ugly anyways. And he just walks away. A real confident person, they really felt confident. They were prepared. Hey, what's up, girl? Hey, fuck you. Oh, damn, girl. Okay, sorry. Have a good day. Like, you see, like, it's congruent. There's no, it's not like I'm going in there masking who I am. Yeah, I'm look cool. Fuck you, bitch. Oh, well, fuck you too. Like, it's more congruent. Like, there's more congruency in there. Exactly. It's more balance. So that's how you do it. So you first, if you want to become someone different, if you want to be a funny person, notice how it is to feel funny. Feel good, feel positive, and just imagine seeing a future self of being a funny person, right? See people reacting to you in a funny way. See people actually thinking you're funny but intelligent. Remember, it's important to see the outcome in a very specific way and notice how that feels. And so what's going to happen is that you're going to notice how it feels to be funny. And so your brain is going to look for more of that emotion. It's going to look for more actions that go aligned with that emotions. Oh, it's going to look for action that's more aligned with that emotion, right? Because it's going to say, damn, I like the way this feels. So your brain is going to say, what can I do to feel more funnier? You see, so it's going to naturally look for, how can I say this, cues. It's going to learn from this guy. It's going to learn from that guy. And so it's going to naturally ingrain the funniness in you. For example, like the way I talk, I always wanted to be someone that people found interesting when to talk. So I didn't say, let me learn how to talk and look at myself in the mirror. No, I said to myself, okay, how do I want people to react to me? And then I did exactly like I'm telling you, like I did, right? And this is what happens. Like that, this is what happens. It doesn't take a lot of mental effort. You see, all right. So another way for you to change your state, because you got to change your state. You see, you got to change your state. It's not about changing your personality. It's changing your state. So what do I do to change your state? Let me show you. One of my favorite things to do is to actually listen to music. For example, when I'm about to go pick up girls, right? It's kind of like going to the bar or even going to the streets, right? When I'm about to talk to girls, I like to meditate. That's one thing I like to do. I like to meditate. But because I always talk about meditation, let me just not even bring that up because, you know, I oversaturated with you guys with this. I'm gonna give you guys a break, like at least a couple of days, you know. But another way for me to change my state is through music. You see, for example, let me show you the music that I listen to. This music is different. You guys are like, oh, you pussy, you listen to that, right? But this music is good because I told you, if as a man, you gotta learn how to make the woman feel comfortable, right? So these songs elicit in me feelings of feeling good, compassion, desire to see the goodness in humanity. So let me show you the song that I listen to. And so what I like to do is I just listen to it as I'm on my way to the bar or club. And I don't say like let me show you. So like you have to do this because this song helps me feel good. You know, it brings compassion in my heart. You know, and you want that. Compassion is good. Oh no. I like this song. No. Miss No Booty. Get it together and bring it back to me. Here it is. I like this song because it's beautiful. Oh, it's Christian music. Yeah, Christian music. I love Christian music, especially this part. So I just listen to it like when I'm on my way, right? And so what happens is that you don't feel no fear, right? It just feels good. You feel compassion in your heart, right? And so what tends to happen is when you feel this compassion, this actual love and care for humanity, and you're approaching a woman with that love and care, not just for her, but for people in general, and with desire, right? People feel that. Like, hey, how you doing? How's it going? Hey, I'm delightful. Where you from? Like, they feel that positive energy because I feel good when I listen to it, right? And that's one of the songs I listen to. Another one is this. This is another one I like to listen to because again, it's all about how it makes you feel. Because if you want to change your behavior, ask yourself, what emotions do I need to have in order to naturally display this behavior? And so you're just going about it you're going to the straight route. You're not going about it through the superficial means, like do this, do that. No, you're going straight to the source. Let me show you this song. Okay, here it is. I like this song. Maybe it's all part of the plan. So again, this is just to see women outside of the exterior and actually appreciate them. You see? This is my favorite part. Baby, now take me into your loving arms. Evergreen. Yeah, I think Sharon got dumped one day. I know that. But I'm sure another one. So this is just some of the things that I listen to, and again, it's weird, but it works. It works. I have no fear when I approach women listening to this. You know, who knows this song? Who knows this song? Coming into view. I wanna get it out of mystery. Living. This is my favorite part. Paradise I have with thee. And last but not least, this one. This one. Again, these are the songs that I listen to that just gets me in the zone all the time. Girl, you know it seems life is so complete. Love is true because of you doing what you do. Think that I'm the perfect girl. Search for all my life. So yeah, this is what you do, right? And it changes your state. It changes your fucking state. So if you're going about a nervous, oh, I don't know what to do, right? You listen to some Michael Jackson, oh, girl, right? And you feel better, right? And you're not using any mental effort. Like, you're not using, like, your thoughts to change your behavior. You're more using your faculties, what you have, your abilities, you see? And so this is how you do it. This is how you change your behavior. It's a very simple way. And if you want to change your behavior, change how you feel, right? So now another one, right? This tactic is something that I learned yesterday about how to motivate yourself. And it's so powerful. It's insane how good it is, right? So whenever you want to do something, right, we usually say, I need to do this, right? And when you usually think about yourself doing an activity that you don't want to do, what tends to happen? You see the vision of what? Doing the activity. Entering, for example, if you need to go to the gym, right? You imagine yourself going to the gym, right? And it doesn't feel good, right? It doesn't feel good. But let me ask you this. What usually feels good? The beginning of the action or the completion of the action? For example, going to work or leaving work, which one feels more satisfaction? Leaving work. So this is what I meant. If you want to change your behavior, for example, if you want to write, right? If you want to finish a paper, imagine how it feels like to complete the paper. Notice the satisfaction you feel from completing the paper. Notice how it was worth the effort completing the paper. Notice how it feels to complete a paper that's worth an A. Feel the satisfaction. Notice how it is walking out, knowing that you completed the paper. And now think about doing it, right? Because what's going to happen is that you're going to feel that, ooh, oh shit, damn, it's worth it. Oh man, if I actually felt that, that would be so good. Suddenly you're already thinking about doing it. It's insane how simple this is. I found this out yesterday, and as soon as I did it, whatever I had to do, I did. Like, it was instantaneously. It was instantaneously. Like, I never had anything so simple and effective as that. I had some of them. But yeah, this is how you do it. So imagine yourself, rather than imagining doing the activity, imagine how it feels like completing the activity, going home. So if I imagine myself going to the gym, I imagine myself leaving the gym, feeling feeling all strong and masculine, right? And then walking home, and I'm like, yeah, that was worth it. Yeah, oh, that was good. Yeah, I worked out. And saying to yourself, yeah, I cannot believe I did this and did that. And your behavior actually changes. It's the craziest thing in the world, and it really works. Let me see. So yeah, let me look at the comments a little bit. I got it. I go to the gym in the morning. I jump. I love it. It feels good as I meditate while working out. The music is the bomb. Dancing is my sets. Yep, you know, dancing is the shit. Let me see. So what else should I? So yeah, I'm maybe putting up another video up like later on, like in a couple minutes. But yeah, like I was reading at this. It says if you relax, you instantly become more attractive, and that's true. But why is that? It's because relaxation is linked up with confidence. You never see someone who's nervous and who's confident, right? You do like, but yeah, kind of, nervous tension, but it usually equates to excitement afterwards, right? But you never see someone who's nervous and confident. We usually see people who are confident who are relaxed. Relaxation sets confidence, like simple as that. If you want to look more confident, look more relaxed. Just look in the room. Notice the ones that are tense are the ones that are crazy, psychopathic, insane. The ones that are confident are the ones that are relaxed, like just chilling. And those are the ones that makes us say to ourselves, why are they so relaxed? So by simply being relaxed, meditation, all these tactics that I'm teaching you, you'll be a lot more attractive. It's one of the simplest hacks, And again, look, it doesn't override the superficiality of men, which is the physicalness. The only reason why it's attractive is to keep the guy that you would have otherwise have gotten. This is what this is all about. Because women could get guys, some guys, right? Guys can get their attention, right? But the real problem that women have is losing the guys they would have had otherwise if they would have not fucked it up. See, that's pretty much what attraction is for women. For guys, it's different because for guys, we could push the limits a little bit more. It's more socially viable to be able to fuck a lot of women, and it's a lot easier to attract women that's out of our leagues because we are judged on superficial means. Not on superficial means, but based on our personality and our character. Oh, Nisa, come here. You want to say something? You want to say something? You want to say something to the camera? No, you don't want to say something? Okay, let's do that. All right. Let me see what else. Anyone else? See, that's pretty much it. If I'm, by the way, for those who are interested, let you guys know. You guys might be saying, why aren't you moving? It's not like that. Nasty. Weren't you moving? And I was moving, right? But I didn't know that my bank is not in New York City. Yeah, my bank is not in New York City, so I'm like kind of like fucked up right now because I'm like, damn, I gotta switch banks, and if I'm gonna go to the city, I gotta give a deposit. But it's a long story, but I have to wait till the 1st. So it is what it is. So I'm still here. And for those who are interested in one-on-one coaching, just message me. I know a lot of you guys have been interested in that. Just go to mindfulattraction.org/innergame coaching. No, /coach in a pocket. It's actually kind of fun. Like, I feel like my coaching services are for those who actually have a problem that you guys want to deal with, right? And you guys are actually ready to apply whatever you guys want to apply to it, right? 1 second. Let me put my dog on the... She wants to see the window. 1 second. She likes to see the window. Come here. There you go. All right. Now look at the window now, man. Okay, there you go. Now, go ahead, look at the window if you want to now. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm not going to push you. All right. So, yeah, that's what I like to do, right? But yeah, I think, what's the third song? It's called, the third song was For the Love of You by Isley Brothers. For the Love of You by Isley Brothers. That's actually one of my favorite songs. Yeah, see, okay, why don't I have a program with a group of people around your area? First of all, I'm in Bumblefuck, okay? There's no one where I live, right? It's like there's hardly anyone around here. But I am going to be moving to the city, New York City. And I never heard of a program for that, like for people in my area, dating coaching advice. But if you guys have any suggestions on how I should run that program, because again, I haven't even thought about it that much. If you guys have some suggestions, just write it down or message me and I'll think about it. My race, she's not a race. She's a, I don't know, what is it? What are you? What are you? Promedemium? Some shit like that? Promedemium something? I don't know what kind of dog. Promedemium Majig. But yeah, she's cute. She's like a cute little chick magnet. Every time I go out with her, she gets attention. But, I'm like, I'm here. I'm the owner. I'm like, hey, I'm here, right? Like, she's like, oh, she's so cute. I'm like, I'm cute too. I'm like, damn, yo. I'm like, you guys are supposed to be giving me your number, right? But it doesn't work that way, right? But yeah, like, I've been getting a lot of messages about like having group programs in the city. One thing though is one of my dreams is actually having a book club in the city. I want to have a book club where I meet people monthly and we talk about books and all that sort of stuff. So that's one thing I'm gonna do. No, I am planning to give live lessons. For those who don't know, I used to be a teacher for 4 years. I used to be a Bible teacher. They used to call him an evangelist, and I've definitely done that, and it's very fun. Like, I love speaking in front of people. Like, it's one of my favorite things in the world. It's a drug. It really is a drug. Like talking in front of people. But you know, I'm ready for that. I like it. Yeah, I will. Well, when I get to a city, I'm gonna do a meet and greet. For those who are asking when I do a meet and greet, when I get to the city, I live in a rural area, you know. So when I move to New York City, I'm gonna do meet and greet. I also used to do a coaching. I also used to give dating advice on the table. I used to sit down on the table, right? I used to sit down like on the table, like in the booth in New York City, and give advice for $2 for 5 minutes, 5 minutes for $2, like, you know, little dating advice, right? And people used to come to me a lot, and I used to sit down. It used to be fun. So I may do that, you know, I may do that just for fun, have people come to me, give dating advice, and while I'm in the city on my laptop, maybe do it into a podcast where people come to me, I'll give advice, but as long as they let me record it, put it into a podcast, I don't know, like stuff like that. That's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be fun. I like Chris Tomlin. I like his song. I like How Great Is Our God. That's a good song. I like his song. I'm not Christian though, but actually I was actually gonna talk about that. One of my top favorite books is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. No order. The Power of Now. Let me see. The Untethered Soul is a beautiful book. Unbroken by the one where the guy was like in the concentration camps. What else? The Art of Seduction. That come on. The Lost of what is it? Principles of Success by Jack Canfield. That book is amazing. Jack Canfield is an author that I recommend to everyone. Jack Canfield. It's an amazing. Yeah, Permademia, some shit like that. That's the name of my dog. Will you talk about sex more? No, I won't talk about sex more, man. Like, let me, you know, hey, look, man, in due time, you know, in due time. So yeah, let me talk about my experience. I was planning to talk about like spirituality and about stuff like that. So I used to be a Christian, right? And when I first began being a Christian, I had a vision where I wanted to be an evangelist, right? And when I first began being a Christian, I remember I had this vision in my mind where I saw myself talking to thousands of people. Right, and that vision became an obsession. Like, it literally became an obsession. Now, again, I'm not Christian anymore, so people don't try to convert me, right? So, long story short, as I got into Christianity, like, I started seeing that. Again, I got into it without bias, right? And without me knowing about the spiritual things in Christianity, like, you know how people like blow on you when you fall, right? I didn't know about that kind of stuff, right? I didn't know about that kind of stuff. My cousin, he used to be a preacher, right? An extremely powerful guy. And I remember like the first time we sat down and prayed, right? And again, I don't believe in Christianity, right? I don't believe in Christianity, but these events were so undoubtedly real on the spiritual side that just makes me wonder sometimes. Not in terms of Christianity, but in terms of a higher being out there. And I remember he prayed for me, and I tell you, like, I didn't do that intentionally. He prayed for me, and he went like that, blew on my face, and I fell. I didn't know my cousin was behind me, so for all that, by all means, I could have said, damn, I don't know why I fell, but I'm gonna smash my head. Like, it really felt like, but I was like, fuck it, right? But it felt like a force, like, threw me down, not from my place, like, pushing me, like, you know, not pushing me, but, like, just fell down. And I remember, like, before we started talking, he prayed, right? And again, I'm not Christian, but I'm just talking to you guys about my spiritual, experience throughout my life. Is gonna be very interesting. You guys are I'm gonna get to a point at the end of it. And I remember he prayed, and and I swear to God, like, it felt like someone was there, right? It felt like someone was there. Like, I really felt the presence of God. Like, it's one of those things that it feels like a drug in a way. Like, it really feels different from a lot of things in life. Like it really is. Like I swear to God, it's one of the craziest things in the world, feeling the presence of God. It really is, right? And again, I don't believe in Christianity, right? For those who are like, oh my God, he's one of them. Nah. But I do believe there's something out there. So you guys might be right. You guys might be right. There may be a God, but from my perspective, I don't. So anyways, what was I saying? So we did that, right? And, you know, long story short, I forgot about it. And then 4 years later, that happened, right? And I started preaching, right? And, like, everything that you imagine, like, speaking in tongues, that was real. Like, I did not know that that was real, but suddenly that happened. I was like, what the fuck? I can't speak English. It's kind of like there's your brain and there's a fucking break. Like, you say, I want to say hi, and then suddenly you say something else. It's completely different. You cannot say anything outside of whatever it's coming. Like, it feels like, it sounds like another language, but you can't control it. It's the craziest thing, right? So throughout that whole experience, like, I was living in the third floor, right? And I used to sleep on the floor. Like, it was for spiritual purposes. I used to sleep on the floor. I got very deep into it, very, 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 very deep into it. And I used to read a lot. And like for like 5 months, I got into preaching. It used to be like a child prodigy per se, right? And I remember one day I was sleeping in the floor because they're there for spiritual purposes. And I saw like a black shadow walk, like a fucking black shadow. A black shadow. I was like, whoa. I'm like, I got up and I was like, what the fuck is this, right? Maybe that was, I don't know if that was a demon. I don't know. Like, I don't believe in demons, but then it's kind of like those experiences makes you question things. Like, okay, that's weird, right? And then maybe a couple months, a couple years later, I was actually in this table, right? And if you know how cats, when they walk next to you, they're like they'll slightly shrug your leg, right? So it felt like that same dark shadow just shrugged me, and I saw it. I fucking saw that piece of shit walking through me, like walking not through me, but like just grazily touched me, right? No, that wasn't no Holy Spirit, man. That was no Holy Spirit, right? And I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this, right? And I'm like, what the fuck, right? But it felt real. Like, I'm like, it's one of the weirdest things. And then this is the last one that just fucking blew my mind, right? Give me 1 second. I mean, for those who say that was for those who say that was my mind, I'm pretty sure that I've had enough, a variety of spiritual experiences to say that wasn't of the mind. That was beyond it. That was beyond it. This one is the craziest one. This one, I have no explanation for this one. No explanation. Absolutely no explanation. So I was talking to this one guy that he used to mentor me, and again, that was when I was a Christian, and he told me that, again, I'm telling you this, and some of you guys might not believe it, but anyways, it's fine, you know, take it as entertainment purposes. And he told me that sometimes God puts glitter in his hand. Now, mind you, this motherfucker was in New York City, and I was in Pennsylvania, right? And I was like, okay, God puts glitter in your hand. All right, what the fuck, right? Okay, that's special. Like, I'm like, no, God doesn't do that. What a God goes like that? Come on, man. And he told me, right, ask God to do that right now. And I was like, okay, right? And again, it looks crazy me telling you guys this. And I was like, God, put this in my hand. It was something, I swear to God, it felt like my hand just fucking lit on fire, right? It felt like something different. Like, it was something. I look into my fucking hands, and it's fucking with glitter, like fucking shining with different colors. I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? Even till this day, but 10 years later, I have no explanation for that. So even though, yeah, I don't believe in God, but then a part of me says there has to be some spiritual side, because something did that. It wasn't no magic. David Blaine did not come out of nowhere and say, boop, I'm here. It was something. Then a year later, right, last year, I was like, you know, and I've always been into meditation, right? And I've always been to the spiritual side. And I've always been reading about astral projection, stuff like that, like astral projecting, all that sort of stuff, right? And I'm reading on it. I was like, that'll be interesting, right? And up until that point, I never practiced astral projection. Because, yeah, I know glitter's I don't know, man. I don't know why God, I don't know. God, no, God, I don't know why that happened. It was so weird. But I was studying astral projection last year, right? And one of the problems when you astral project is you have to go through the sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis is one of those things where your body is paralyzed, but your brain cannot, but you cannot move, right? You're going into you're going into a sleep mode, right? But so when I began meditating more, right, I started noticing that I started getting into sleep paralysis, and I felt the terror, because you feel terror, but I wasn't scared because I was present. So yeah, I felt the terror of sleep paralysis, but I didn't mind. That's the biggest hindrance. People don't try astral projection because when the sleep paralysis comes, it becomes too terrifying for people to actually have the presence of mind to allow themselves to be relaxed so that they can astral project from it. So I was like, you know what? Let me practice a little bit of let me practice some sleep paralysis so I could get used to it and practice and so I could, see how that works out, right? Some scary shit, man. Some scary shit here is what I'm about to talk about. So I started doing that, and mind you, I locked my door, right? And make sure, one thing is I make sure not to do it in the nighttime, like at night. I make sure to try to do it in the daytime or when the lights were on, right? So I did it in the daytime, and my bed was facing the door, right? And I locked that shit. I locked the door. I locked it, and I made sure that no one got into my room. There was no one in my room, right? And I began to do it. I began to breathe, and then you feel that shift. I thought, oh fuck, you feel that your body's paralyzed. You can't move. I open my eyes, but I can still open my eyes. But then I felt like my dog was there. So I was like, Missy, what are you doing here, Missy? Like, you don't remember that you closed the door and that there was no one there. So at that time, I'm like, Missy, what are you doing here, right? I assumed that Missy was there. Then I opened my eyes, and I'm like, okay, that was it worked. I got to sleep paralysis. I wasn't scared. And then I'm like, oh, what the fuck? She's not here. What the fuck? What the fuck was that I heard? I'm like, what the fuck? That's crazy, right? Then something that I realized is that when I got into sleep paralysis, in the past, I used to be very terrified. But the thing is that your energy, the energy you have, creates the astral world, per se. If you have a negative energy, you're going to manifest things that are negative. So that's why I never saw demons or evil stuff when I was in sleep paralysis, because when you meditate, you take out all that shit, you become more present. So then I started practicing that more often, right? And then one night, it was like 2 a.m., right? It always starts with 2 a.m. Always at 2 a.m., right? I was asleep. I woke up and I was like, you know what? Let me practice let me try to do astral projection. I got up, right? And started doing it, right? And then suddenly, I got into sleep paralysis. And I was like, good. Lights on, check. I'm here, checked, right? And then I was like, okay. And then I started noticing my body was shaking, and I felt like everything was trembling, and like it felt like a helicopter was on top of me, right? And from what I heard is that your body is your astral body is trembling into higher dimensions, right? And so because we are frequencies, we are frequencies, we are strings that have frequency, and different frequencies manifest different colors. How different colors in the electromagnetic spectrum, like different vibrations manifest different colors. So different frequencies allows us to tap into different dimensions, and also different frequencies allows us to tap into different powers, per se. We're gonna get into this shit, right? It's one of the craziest realizations that I ever had. And so when I felt the vibration, everything calmed down, and I was like, what would happen if I just imagined my hand coming out of my body? As soon as I imagined that, it came out. I was like, oh, what the fuck? But you know how Casper, right? Casper? You know how he is like white but see-through? That's how it looked like. But the thing that kind of got me, I'm like, this is astral. Why do I have my Nike shirt on? I'm like, they don't have Nike in the astral world, because my shirt also was in there. I saw my shirt also see-through. I would think that I would just see my fucking hand naked. No, I saw my see-through. So I guess we have decency in the astral world, right? We dress up, right? So then I was like, okay, right? I'm like, this is freaky, right? Let me just I was like, I tried to move out, and I went back, right? And this is something that what I got from that is that as human beings, we live in a lower dimension. And something that you notice is that when you're in higher dimensions, you're able to manifest things faster. The lower dimensions, you go into other realms, but the higher dimensions, you're able to manifest things faster. One of the powers that I think humans have, but they don't notice, is the ability to manifest things. When you're in high dimensions, the higher you are in the dimensions, the more you're able to manipulate the world around you. If you just imagine yourself being in a dimension, you'll go to that dimension. If you're in the higher levels, right? And that all comes down to your state of being in the present moment. So what I started noticing is that positive emotions raise those vibrations. Those positive emotions raise them, right? And they attract more of that. So the power that humans have is to manifest things. Now the thing is that when you're in the astral world, you are able to go from different dimensions because those powers are so amplified that the manifestations happens instantly. As humans, the manifestations do happen, but at a lower, much lower rate, slower rate. You see, so if you want to raise it, it's simply fucking become passionate about it. Only think about that, and you're gonna manifest it faster. So that's what I noticed. I'm like, interesting. As humans in the astral world, the ability for us to manipulate the world around us is a real reflection of the powers we have in the normal world, but at an amplified level because we just raise the vibrations. So that's one of the things that you can't. I don't know about. To be honest, I wouldn't know about the levels. I wouldn't know about dimensions. That's just what I think. I mean, okay, let me show you guys another thing about lucid dreaming. I like lucid dreaming. That's one thing that I do like. Did you see other phases? Nah, I didn't see nothing. I just got out for like a quick second and came back in. What I was wondering is can you go to a black hole? I'm like, can you, if I ask you, because it really does, yo, you really are out. Like, you really fucking are out. That's the part that kind of like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck does this work? Like, who the fuck came up with that shit? But it makes me wonder, I'm like, you really go to a black hole? Like, when you get stuck in that, you know? Like, you know, you just go out of your physical body, you go into a black hole, like, when you get sucked into it, because nothing comes out of the black hole. And if you're not able to get it sucked into the black hole, that means you're not part of the electromagnetic spectrum. You're not part of the, how can I say it? Because, like, black holes suck in matter. Matter doesn't just mean physical things. It also means photons, subatomic particles, right? It also means like all that kind of stuff. So if your astral body doesn't get sucked into a black hole, what the fuck is it? I mean, is it part of what is it part of the fundamental matter? Is it made out of what dark matter is made of? Because dark matter doesn't interact with natural light and black holes. Or is it something completely different? Because nothing escapes a black hole, even motherfucking time. Time doesn't escape black holes. And we are the timeless, the consciousness. It's wondering, I'm like, how does that work? I don't know. It's one of those weirdest things. Now, and one thing is all about lucid dreaming. I like lucid dreaming, you know, I like that. Is that when you're in the lucid dream, it's not how you expect it. You practice lucid dreaming by just learning how to remind yourself that you're awake on a consistent basis, right? But when you're in the lucid dream, you think that you control your dreams, but you don't, right? It's kind of like when you're playing. Have you ever played Halo? Of course you guys haven't, right? But when you play Halo, you jump, right? You're able to jump high, like you're in the moon, right? So when you're in the lucid dream, you're not able to fly instantly. No, you're able to first fucking jump high, right? Right? You're able to jump high. Right, but you're not able to fly. You learn that through practicing lucid dreaming. You believe that shit? You even gotta practice to control your damn dreams, man. Practice is everywhere. It's crazy. Did consciousness create the black hole? I wouldn't know, man. I do know that everything's made out of consciousness. So, anyways, when you're in a dream, like for those who never practice lucid dreaming looks like when you're playing Mario. You know, like Mario Sunshine. It looks colorful. Everything looks vibrant. And you could change your environment, time. You know, I feel like if you get really, really good at it, you may be able to change to have a time dilation where you're able to last longer. That maybe for experienced lucid dreamer. I could imagine people being able to manipulate time in their dreams, because time, the present moment, is the fabric of moments of everything that we do, even when you're in dreams. I mean, it's the fabric of dreams is consciousness itself. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's I've never been so fascinated about flying in dreams. I'm like, I'd rather fuck. I'm like, oh, gotta fly, you fly, all right. But in my dreams, the girls don't want to have sex. It's one of the fucking weirdest things in the world, man. You would think if you have a dream, you know, you could like get the girls to have sex with you instantly. Nope, they say no to you, man. and they disappear too. Them bitches disappear. They're like, bye, nigga. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, damn, yo, like you fucking. I'm in my dream, and my dreams are rejecting me. Talk about low self-esteem. Dark matter is. It's not. Dark matter is what. Again, I don't know much about physics, but dark matter, from what I learned, dark matter is all around us. It's what keeps the universe like together. You know, it's because there was like something was keeping the universe together, clumped in. What was it, right? And like different galaxies tend to like be together for some reason, and the reason why they say that is dark matter. Like it doesn't interact with anything. You can only see its effects. It's one thing you can only see its effects. Nobody really knows. It's something that really fascinates me. If I had a dream, I could switch between the man's and the woman's perspective while having sex. Nope, never. I haven't had a fruity dream like that. I don't think I'll ever have one like that. But yeah, that's it, guys. Look, I hope you guys have a good day. That's it for me. That's enough for me. That's it. No, that's enough for me. And goodbye.